Hello, I'm Alex, a home music producer, and I'm going to help you decide which of these 3 mics you should purchase. When you're looking to record home vocals, instruments, and sound effects, you really need to find a mic that is suitable for your room while also still sounding good quality. Condenser microphones, such as the Rode and the Blue Yeti, are more sensitive. They pick up on the little tones in your voice, but they can also pick up on the room tone and the echo. On the other hand, dynamic mics like the Shure are less sensitive. They actually require the sound waves to move it and create the electrical signal, so they are less sensitive, but that means they don't pick up the echo that much, and it helps isolate your voice a little better. At least the Shure does. So let's dive into some strengths and weaknesses of each mic, starting with the Yeti. So, one strength, this guy plugs straight into your computer. You don't have to worry about anything. You just plug the USB in, boom, your mic is set up. The other nice thing is it comes with this stand, which is really well built, and it just holds the mic really nice. It's very convenient. I've never had to use this, but you can monitor the sound using a pair of headphones. You just plug it straight into the microphone. You can listen back to it, which is kind of cool. I've never had to use that, but again, it also has multiple different mic patterns. So you can have cardioid, which means it picks up directly in front of you. You can have the omnidirectional, where it picks up the whole room. You can have one where it's like if you're podcasting with someone sitting across from you, it'll pick up in front and behind of you. I've never had to use those because they don't suit my purposes, but maybe you need to record a whole room with instruments everywhere or something like that. So this has the advantage of these multiple mic modes, I guess. And then one final point is this is $100, about $100. I've seen it for $130, I've seen it for $90. Pretty good price for a microphone. Some downsides though, you definitely get what you pay for here. This mic can sound muddy at times. It can sound muddy. It's a condenser mic, so it sounds nice, but it's definitely not the best condenser mic. And then also kind of a funny thing, the gain knob in the back, I'm not gonna do it right now because I've kind of already set all my levels, but when you twist it, it doesn't actually change a whole ton. So when you're making changes on the fly, this gain knob might not be enough. It really does not do a whole ton. But otherwise, this is a very well built mic, and I think it sounds pretty good, personally. But next is the Rode. So this is also a condenser microphone, and we're gonna hit some of the strengths here. So this is a Rode NT1 5th generation, which means you can plug in a USB-C, or you can plug in one of your regular kind of big ol' audio cables. For the purposes of today, I'm actually using the USB-C. I usually like to plug it into an audio interface using a regular audio cable, but it's nice having those 2 options. One nice thing about this mic is the frequency response is very flat. It's not like the highs are uncomfortably high or the lows are uncomfortably high. This is a mic that you can use to record basically anything. Vocals, guitar, drums, you name it. This thing will capture it at a very flat frequency, making it very versatile. And the nice thing about that as well is this works really nice with plugins later on. This works really well with compression. This works really well with EQ. And so that's a very nice strength of this mic. It also has a very low noise floor, I think is what they call it. So basically when you're recording, if you want to bring your volume way up, you're barely gonna hear any hissing in the background. This thing has almost no noise. That's kind of the Rode thing for this specific line, is the noise is super low. So yeah, if you bring the volume up, you're not going to hear hissing because they just don't have that much noise, which is very nice. And one other thing, it comes with this pop filter, it comes with this shock mount, and it comes with all the cables you need too, which is very nice. Some downsides though, first, it's $250. Both of these guys are about $100, so this is $250, which may be more than you're willing to pay for a starting microphone. And second, you're going to have to find a good way to stand this guy up. You can see with the Shure, I've got this stand here. For the Rode, it's a little more bulky, so finding a stand that will work with this is kind of difficult. You can use a boom arm. You can do what I've done and just set it up on some yoga blocks and then call it good, maybe some books or something. Yeah, you're gonna have to find a way to stand this guy up. It does not come with a convenient stand like this, and then I bought this stand for the Shure. And then one final point is you probably do want to get an audio interface with this thing. The USB-C is very handy, and there are some effects that you can put on it that are specifically for the Rode. They have a thing, if you plug it in USB-C, there's software you can use to kind of act as a preamp type thing, but you're probably going to get a better signal with an audio interface. So you still may want to pay for one of those and plug this into that so you can plug that into your computer. But otherwise, this is a solid mic. Yeah. And then final on our list is the Shure. So let's talk about what makes this one good. So first thing is this is very, very solidly built. If you drop it a couple times, it's probably gonna be fine. One thing I really like about this microphone is it has a very clean pickup. Because it's dynamic, it doesn't pick up on a lot of echo from the room, and it also has a cardioid pattern, which means it only picks up kind of in front of the mic. And so those two things make it very nice, especially for home recording where your environment might be louder. And so those are some strengths of this guy. It's also just $100, which is very nice. It also has a shock mount on the inside, so if you're holding the microphone while you're singing, it will not pick up on, it'll pick up on those rubbing noises a little bit, but it's designed to be held and sung into, and so it does not pick up on that stuff very much. The downsides of this mic though, I do not like how this mic makes my voice sound. If I record vocals with this mic, I just don't like how it sounds. And part of that is because it is a dynamic microphone. It is less sensitive. It picks up on the sibilants less in your voice, picks up on the little nuances less than a condenser mic would. And so it just picks up on things less, and I do not like how it sounds with my voice. That being said, some voice types might work very well with this microphone. I'm not saying that my voice is the only voice that matters. Like if your voice works well with the Shure, go for it. But my voice tone or something about it, I just do not like how it sounds. And then one other point is this will need an audio interface for sure. You've got to get one of these audio cables. You got to plug it into your interface. I don't know if you can see it here. This is my audio interface. It's a Behringer UMC22. It was only $50. I would preferably maybe get an UMC 202 if I redid my purchase so I could have two mic lines in, because this only has one input. But yeah, Behringer UMC 22. If you're looking to buy an audio interface that's cheap, you only need one input, that's the way to go. But you will have to buy an audio interface if you buy the Shure as well, which is going to add on about $50 to $100 to your purchase. So that's kind of an overview of all these mics, but let's talk about working in an untreated room. Now, if you're a beginner music studio, beginner music producer, you're probably not working in a fancy studio. My room is a carpeted box. So there's carpet on the floor. It's just a box. There's the other corner of my room is over there. There's two walls here. There's two walls here. It is not the best room for recording. That being said, I have found a way to position my mics in a way that work best for the room. So basically, when I speak, my sound waves are going into this microphone. They're going into the microphone. That's what they hit first. Next, they bounce off the walls in the back side of my room and come back. Now, because all of these mics are on cardioid, they're not going to pick up on those sound waves coming back to them very well. And then finally, those sound waves come back, hit these back walls, and then we'll go back into the front of the microphones. So I've found a way to position my mics where the echo is less present in the recordings. And then I've also got the curtain and this blanket here to muffle and absorb some of those sound waves coming back as well. So you can make things work as a home studio producer, which is very nice. And keep in mind, my ceiling is not treated, so echoes are going up there and coming back down and hitting the mics. Basically, I would recommend finding a good corner in your room that has some absorbent material, facing the mics away from the large echoey walls in your room, and then hopefully eventually being able to treat your ceiling or something like that will make your mics sound better. And then hopefully in the future too, I can invest in some bass traps in the sides of my rooms and acoustic panels, but that comes later. All right, so to help you narrow down which mic you like the most, here is a blind test. I'm just going to switch between the mics, and at the end of the test, I'll tell you which letter corresponds with which mic. Keep in mind once again that my room is not treated. In my single, Better Things, before I got the Rode, I used the Blue Yeti to record all my vocals because I did not like how my voice sounded with the Shure. But I got to use the Shure to record the drum set part. My drum set is literally in the worst room for recording. It's so echoey, the acoustics are so bad. So using the Shure to record the drum set gave me the cleanest signal and the clearest sound because one, it can take the loudness of the drums really well because it's a dynamic mic, and then two, the cardioid pattern and everything makes the echoes less present in the final recording. So Shure gives me the cleanest signal when I record my drums, even when they're in a terrible room. But now that I've purchased the Rode, that's the mic I intend on using to complete my vocal album. So that's that. Mic A was the Shure, mic B was the Yeti, and mic C was the Rode. So hopefully based on that blind test, you can find the one that you think has the best sound and kind of decide for yourself which one you want to go for. If you want to hear the Yeti and the Shure in action, make sure to listen to my single Better Things. It's on Spotify and all the other streaming services, or you can watch the music video here. And if you have any questions as well, please leave those in the comments. I will try my best to get back to you, answering questions about how I've used these mics, what I like about them, what I don't, certain technical things. Just let me know in the comments and I'll try to respond best with the knowledge that I have. So yeah, thanks.